lighten up a bit now at this one, magpie, and it's a very English tradition for people here who are not English. We heard it, a lot of us might have heard it on the children's program when we grew up called Magpie, a song, a shamanistic folklore song about which says one magpie for sorrow, 2 for joy, 3 for a girl, 4 for a boy, etc. 5 for silver, 6 for a gold. Can we chorus the last line? 7 for a secret never to be told. Magpie. And this is Magpie. I was looking out my window, as I always do on my birthday, looking for an indication, a flavour of the year ahead, a curiously shaped cloud, say, or bird behaviour. Outside, a magpie landed on my motorbike. "Hello, Mr. Magpie," I sang at him. He looked mischievously at me. Then another landed, 2 for joy. Then another, 3 for a girl. I was looking for a girlfriend, so I was happy to leave it there. But then another landed. When the 5th, 6th and 7th appeared, I started to sing the magpie song. I had the impression they were all looking at me, but I couldn't say for sure. I glanced away momentarily. When I looked back, they were crowding round the bike. I counted 24. They seemed to be organising, 2 on each handlebar grip, and most of the rest on the kickstart mechanism. 2 were hot-wiring the ignition. I legged it downstairs in 2 leaps. My bike was revving up nicely as I flung the door open, and as I reached the pavement, the bastards were banking round the street corner. I blamed myself for shining up the chrome the previous day, the day before my birthday. This one's called A Northerner Translates. And I wrote it for kids originally. I might have read it in the school or two, in Bristol. I'm listening to people talking on Radio 4. Bus, they pronounce it boss, bass, or even biss. Why use a letter U if its sound doesn't matter? I let go of these thoughts to catch the programme, but Bess has missed the bus already. 5 minutes later, the word dance jigs around the room for me to grapple with. By the time I've translated, it just doesn't seem to sound like what it means. Without that flat, now, northernness, it's not the same sort of dance. It's a slower meaning, not like someone's life hangs on it. This time, the programme's point has sidestepped me completely, waltzed off into the distance. And similarly, slightly, this is called language problems. 6:15 a.m. My neighbour digging each of the steps with his heavy boots. I'm not sure I'm hearing right, but I think he's telling me how worthy he is for getting up so early. The rest of us in our dark beds translate as slobs. The upstairs neighbour runs back through the night, 1 a.m., 2, 3, and then again at 6. All this water right above my pillow rafts me down a river full of complex currents I cannot understand. I turn over, too tired to translate reliably. I'm kept half awake by the sound of potato tubers growing through the stairs. I lie there, leeched and longing for something I cannot have. In Liverpool, I'm not sure if it's my answer or I've heard other people say it, but very often when people ask, what's Liverpool like, how is it? My answer has been, it's better than Bosnia, but not as nice as Beirut. And this one's called Sarajevo. The cleaning lady in the laundrette is from Sarajevo. Her eyes look out from somewhere older than she is, and her voice has a sad, scouse-like lilt, as though she is singing tears. I don't know why is it, she says, that one sock is left by the people, always. I speculate aloud that this is the minimum sacrifice demanded by the goddess of the washing machine. She nods appreciatively with a faint smile. Her eyes seem to fix on the idea as I say it. The machine behind her pounds on with that timeless tabla rhythm, like that produced by Dhobi washerwomen in India, and we both sway ever so slightly. I went to Paris a few years ago and wrote a poem called Européen, or the double meaning of it being European and péant to euro. And I wrote it in French, and 2 nights ago Filipa has translated it into Portuguese for me, so European. Boa tarde, meu senhor. Teme euro, por favor? Now, porque sou inglês. And it translates as, hello, sir, do you have a euro, please? No, I'm English. Oh no, because I'm English. Now, talking about defamiliarization and bewilderment, a couple of years ago I went into the Pantheon in Rome. So people been to the Pantheon in Rome? I expected I would be there 20 minutes, and I was there for about 3 or 4 hours. I lay down, it's in the Pantheon. As you step inside, you find it was printed on the inside of your mind already, fused with the dome's perfect zero of the round central skylight. Somehow it landed, and continues to do so into the marble floors, circles and squares. The wall's concentric squares are windows onto something, even for non-theists. In the middle of all this, you lie down on the floor to allow yourself this give and take. The dome's resolve becomes your own, to keep your life's diameter in line with its height. Okay. This one's a good laugh. It's called Yatcha. Anyone familiar with Central Asian throat singing? Hume throat singing. There's a band who manage to tour now and then when they can get out of this extremely landlocked place that they live. If you can ever catch Yatcha, they typically would play at St. George's on Brandon Hill. Yatcha are the best Mongolian punk band I've ever seen. The only one, in fact. And since we're talking facts, they're neither punk nor Mongolian. They're unique. Listen, they're from Tuva next to Mongolia, 3 days haul from Moscow. Far out indeed. Heavy versions of traditional folk songs and covers of Western rock classics are thrashed out on goat hair violins, drums and Albert's electric guitar. Albert's throat singing is what wings this band out. Lemmy, Barry White, anyone is falsetto compared to this. Close your eyes and a herd of Hondas, Yamahas or Suzukis are calling out to each other as they graze the steppe. With fuzzbox and phase, and seemingly from nowhere, winds skirl by the carved horses on the Tuvan instruments. The crowd, aged from 9 to 90, goes wild. Albert smiles and makes deadpan comments between numbers, a Steppenwolf in biker's leathers. We drink Guinness afterwards at the bar, not quite as wild as fermented mare's milk vodka. Cheers, folks. Thank you very much.